The other surprise was Swiss Atlas was 33rd, and they were down 3. So I guess it just kind of depends where you are, how that works. But I just thought that was kind of interesting. No doubt Tony wasn't a surprise, but still, excuse me, that's the EKN constructor manufacturer chassis totals there. So if you're looking to get a cart, you can go on there and check it out. Might help you do some homework and picking one out, but I think they're all fast. It's just a matter of, finding that sweet spot in all of them. The Gold Cup, some interesting news there. Now, I did make some phone calls, tried to get a hold of Show Me the Money, Joey McGuire, but couldn't get a hold of him to find out if anything has changed on the status of him kind of taking over the Gold Cup. And when I say take over, I mean handling registration, handling the race director, the flagger, scoring, all that type of thing. So you've got Hammer Nutrition stepping in, and they're going to be sponsoring Stock Honda Light, which for you SCUSA guys, that's like an S2. And how it's going to work is they're going to pay, at every Gold Cup sprint event, they're going to pay $200 to the winner, $150 for second, and $100 for third. And that's at all the Gold Cups. Then handling the prizes and some drawings that they're going to have, because it's kind of like the Nitro Radish, that World Formula, the Pro Series there. They pay $400 to win, and that's basically $400. But then they put money in the pot and they draw afterwards, and so you can win. Obviously, the more entries, the more money. So a couple times last year, there were some guys who won $250, and they didn't even win. They could have finished 15th and still walked out of there with $250. So it's kind of a slick deal. But Northwest Race Carts, which is Steve Perdue, he's going to be handling the drawings and the prizes. So that's neat stuff. Hammer Nutrition stepping up. That is Brian Frank's a good guy, and he's all about the sport. I do believe now. He was really a stud shifter driver. He was definitely, in my opinion, the most improved driver a couple of years ago when his business allowed him to be a little bit more serious with it. But nonetheless, he's stepping up, and he's sponsoring Stock Honda Light, and that's a good shot in the arm for the Gold Cup. Speaking of the Gold Cup, they start out, they're going to be at Sumas April 10th through the 12th up in Sumas, Washington. Chilliwack, BC, May 1st through the 3rd. Then they go to Boise, the 22nd to 24th. That's going to be awesome to see over there. Snake River Carter's doing a great job getting their stuff squared away. They have come leaps and bounds. So before you just assume that it's still a black eye, it's not anymore. They've changed a lot of stuff, and they've got all new board and the whole bit. Ray Smith is doing a great job over there. There's just a lot of good folks helping out with that program, and they've got it going on. Their entries were up 27%. I mean, just a remarkable turnaround there for Boise, so great job to them. And then PSGKA, that's Tacoma. If you've never been there, you need to go there. Elevation changes, up, down, a roller coaster, down a hill, uphill. It's crazy cool. It's about a 30-second. It's a true sprint track. That'll be June 26th through the 28th. I know, June. Can you imagine? Almost done in June. If it wasn't for Mac having a problem, I think we would have been done like right at the first part of July, but they couldn't do it. They've got they share the fairgrounds there in McMinnville, so they're going to be going August 14th through the 16th. So that's kind of nifty stuff there for the Gold Cup. Moving on, last week I made a mistake with the Can-Am Rotax Pro Kart Challenge, and I want to apologize for that. I had the schedules kind of messed up, so you can go to canamkartingchallenge.com for more information. You can see the points from last year, how they score. They've got everything. It's a neat website. They've got everything laid out. It's nice and easy to navigate. But they start out at Tri-Cities on April 17th through the 19th. Then they go to Medford, May 29th through the 31st. July 10th through the 12th, they'll be in Chilliwack, BC. And then September 11th through the 13th, they're going to be at PARC, or Pat's Acres Racing Complex. So they're going to run all the Rotax sanctioned classes. DD2 Masters, all that good stuff. And then you can also get a ticket. You've got to win to get the ticket. You got to win the series, so it's a way for them to get to the grand finals. And that's the cool thing about Rotax. That's one of the slick things is you don't go there just going there. You got to get a ticket to go. So out of 15,000 racers plus, they narrow it down to like 300. And out of that 300, they're all winners because they all won a major Rotax event or a Grand National. So bring your A game. It's no joke. And Mike Rollison doing a nice job of getting that up here in the Northwest and getting some of the national recognition up here. Intermountain Racers. This is kind of exciting. Warp Racing. I never heard of them before, but the contractor is Steve Noriyuki. And they're in Burley, Idaho, which is about 159 miles southeast of Boise. They're putting in a brand new karting facility, like a motorsports park. They're going to have I believe it's a 1 mile road course for the sprinters. They've already started on the dirt track, 300-foot straightaways, and it's going to be nice. High banks, like a teacup. So some slick stuff going on over there. And the cool thing is it sounds like we got a pretty smart contractor there. They've got a noise rule, and they're going to build berms and all that cool stuff, but it's on some city property that doesn't get used very much, and the ground is, it's like it's got the water table's high or something, but perfect for what we need. They're I've heard talking about sometime this summer on the dirt. I don't know that. The article I checked out, they said they were going to get breaking out this fall, so who knows where that's going, but nonetheless, it is in the works. The contract's been signed. He's going to work on it, and they're on Facebook. You can go to warpracing.net for that, or on Facebook, Warp Racing on Facebook, and check it out. They've got some cool pictures. You can see the dirt track. It's pretty neat. It's going to be an awesome place to maybe have some real fast UAS action going on there, as well as cage carts, cage cups, all that cool stuff. So that's kind of what's going on in the news. The Snowman Online, James O'Brien, I see he is on the chat line. He's got a cool deal going on too. E-karting or ekartshop.com. You can go there. It looks a lot like eCan. He was very smart in that marketing strategy, but they're not tied together. But I know this guy is fired up, and he wants to be the kart shop. I mean, I'm talking your one-stop shop for carts and supplies, shifters, Rotaxes, for whatever it is you need. He wants to have it. So it's a work in progress, but he's working hard at it, and he is gung-ho. And thus far, I guess he's doing a great job. He's kind of branching out in all kinds of different areas. So, and he's part of that Snake River Clubs there. So awesome stuff going on. I mean, it's just a matter of getting everything panned out and lining up our I's and dotting our T's and all that, or dotting our I's and crossing our T's. So that brings me to, I missed this last week as well because I just had so much stuff going on, but the American Muscle Cart, the magazine. Only here do you get this kind of deal. And here's what it is. Now, you might say, is it really that good a deal? Yeah, it is. Free is a good price, no matter what it is. If it's 1 or 20, it's a good deal. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get all you racers to subscribe to this, because that's the official magazine of the UAS, the Unlimited All-Stars. But here's the deal. If you subscribe now, which is $17 you get a winter, spring, summer, and fall edition. So 4 times a year, $17. It works out to be like $4.30 an issue. But if you sign up by the 31st, and you got to tell them you were listening on the Northwest Race Report, Mr. Bergfeld will give you an additional issue for free. So you get 5 issues for the price of 4. I don't care what you say. That's a good deal. 1 free is awesome, and that's where you're going to get. They've got some great articles. I've written a couple there. I did the West Coast Shootout, and I always do the BK stuff for them. He says I'm his West Coast contributor, which is cool. I dig doing it. So be sure you call in before the 31st. If you're going to do it anyway, when you go to pay your membership, just go ahead and get the magazine. $17. You get an extra issue free. Mention the Northwest Race Report, and you will get your free issue. We got about 5 minutes before, Jennifer Larson-Smark is going to be on. We're going to be talking some family with her. Those of you just joining in, Northwest Race Report. Here's a question for you. If I asked you which one do you think would be quicker or make more power, gas or electric? What would you say? I'm just saying. You chime in on the chat line there. Let me know. Some interesting fact. You might be surprised. What they did was they did a test. They didn't have a lot of the details on. I do know that the chassis were identical. The only difference was they had to mount the batteries for the electric one, and of course, the power plant for it. And they based the chassis was exactly the same off of the gas one. The Hitman says electric. You might be right. And here's some interesting information. It just kind of says, because you think about it, electric may be I don't know that it's the future, but I know a lot of people are looking at it. Wetline Racing says electric. West Snow, the Snowman says electric makes a lot of torque. Scott Smith says electric. You guys are all right on the money here. And here's how it broke down. All said and done, with everything on it, the gas cart weighed 180 pounds. The electric cart was 300 pounds, almost double the weight. Not quite, but almost. The gas had a top speed of 95 miles an hour. The electric had a top speed of 75. And here's where the interesting part came in. They didn't give me the RPM range, but they said the electric cart made 75 foot-pounds of torque versus 15.5 for the gas. So that torque is probably where we want it, right? Right off the bottom. Good stuff. Yanking hard stump puller. Interesting stuff. Gas or electric. You guys were all right. Ding, 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 ding. Hallelujah. You guys are winners. I told you I was going to, I try to look and check out some different stuff, tuning, anything that I think will help the racers help themselves. And sometimes you got to look for that stuff. I mean, not everybody's going to know everything, but kartingtools.com, you can get it for your smartphone. It's on the Google Play Store. It's not, but you've got, it does gear ratio, it does max speed, average speed, fuel oil ratio, it does temp, you can get Fahrenheit or Celsius. It gives your local weather. A couple of really cool things is it's got a stopwatch, but it's also got one that you can time 3 different people, which is important. You want to see who's fast or where they're fast, that type of thing. Pretty cool. Even break it down for yourself, 3 different spots on the racetrack to see where you're fastest. That's a slick thing. And then they've also got, for the Rotax guys, they've got it helps you jet your Rotaxes. I don't know, I thought it was kind of cool, and it's free. So, I mean, why wouldn't you get it? So you can go to kartingtools.com, or you can go to the Google Play Store, and it's called Karting Tools, and it's awesome. And Jennifer going to be calling in here just about any time. And there she is, so we'll get going on this here. Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
Hi. Good, Terry. How are you?
I am awesome. Hey, appreciate you being on. It's fantastic to have you. Hey, by the way, did you listen to me on the Chaotic Motorsports last night?
I didn't get a chance. The kids are just going crazy over Christmas, and we have tons of stuff going on. But I was going to try and upload it later and see if I could listen to it.
It wasn't that big a deal. I just thought if you were listening in, it'd be kind of cool. But